Take it easy.
So, good morning, everybody. I'm Jennifer James. Colleen Kelly is my business partner for Differential Coaching. For those of you who don't know us, Jennifer Napoleon, I'm excited to see you. Um, just as a reminder, this is our first meeting, so we wanted to let you know that this Zoom is going to be recorded, and we are planning to publish these and share them on our socials. So if you're not able to join us one week, you want to follow up and see it, you're able to go back and look at it. Other people will also. We hope that Coffee with Coach will provide a great outlet for candid conversations, support, and solutions amongst our colleagues and our peers as we all navigate the ever-changing real estate market and surviving the day-to-day of real estate. As a side note, we do host a business book club every other month in Thornton, Colorado. This month's book is The 12-Week Year, and we are meeting on January 18th at Satire Brewing. If you would like information about that, send me a message and I can email you all the details or text you, whatever's easiest.
And you know what? If you can't make it to that and you want to follow along with the books that we read, we'll do a recap on it on the next Coffee with Coach after our book club meeting. So
yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Just right that minute.
I'm gonna write that down so we don't forget.
What's that?
I'm writing it down.
Oh, yay. That's a wise decision.
Yeah.
All right. So this is kind of just an open forum for anything that anybody would like to talk about. So we'll throw it out there to you all first. If there's anything that you want to talk about or you want to bring up that's concerning to you, it can be, this is a real estate forum, but it can be regarding anything because we kind of know how things bleed over into real estate. And if you don't have anything, then we will always have a topic ready to go to throw out there.
Yes. Is there anything you guys are seeing or feeling that you want to get some opinions from your peers or just get off your chest? Anything along those lines?
You're muted.
Head shakings. Okay. So, well, Colleen, you had the great idea last week. What was that one that we were going to talk about?
What is the one thing you can do by the end of this month, so by the end of January, that will set you up for success for the year of 2024?
Ooh. This is the everybody participates part.
Everybody participate now.
Buddy, you guys know mine. Recruiting is a big one.
Okay.
That's going to be, once we get that established, get everything in place, I think we are going to crush it. Really looking forward to 2024 with getting everybody in place.
Nice.
Excellent.
What activities are you setting up to make that work for you?
But kind of in the process of restructuring, but just ramping up on having, basically, I guess, just having ownership, taking ownership, the agents taking ownership in our team. We want to stop the revolving door. We want people to stay as, forever. Lifers. We want to have a committed team that is going to, one, put back into the company and to get rewarded from ownership in the company.
Okay, so what are you doing to find those people?
Well, just normal recruiting now. Possible looking into having a recruiter help us out with this, but for me, just making calls, calling off of the broker metric list is my main source right now. Reaching out to people, going to events, just reaching out at any level, really, just starting a conversation with people, getting my name out there.
That's a good start. Just like in anything sales, right? Like if we're not getting out there and meeting people, we're not going to find people, right? It doesn't matter what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So since this is an opportunity for all of us to help each other out and build each other up, Laura, Jennifer, or Natalie, do any of you have any thoughts, ideas, or questions or whatever for Terry?
Here.
Dive in. Oh, just wait. There's going to be some weeks we won't be able to shut anybody up.
Right, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if any of you ladies know someone who could use the assistance of being on a team versus trying to go at this independently, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with them and would love an introduction.
Yeah. Well, and we do have people like Jennifer Napoleon. You're in Florida now? Is that accurate? I think she's in Florida. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure she moved. Laura, where are you from?
I am in Fort Collins.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us.
And
And
that's why you
Natalie,
didn't get much. Yeah, I think a lot of the snow is further south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I live in Berthoud, so I got all covered at the house. But as I was driving north, I was out of it.
Nice.
love
Nice.
it.
We are wanting to eventually to kind of migrate up north to continue on hiring people up there as well. So that still stands. It's not just a Westminster location. So we are wanting to expand. So
That's cool.
just keep in mind.
Yeah.
And Laura, who are
Morning,
you with?
Natalie. I
Oh,
think we talked over
we
each
talked at
other.
the same time. And we're still talking at the same time. I
I
was
heard
asking
my
Laura who
what?
she's with.
I'm a success coach with Coldwell Banker.
Oh,
Um,
excellent.
So I'm an in-office coach, but I also teach CEs and licensing. And so interestingly, my next licensing class is going to be in Westminster. So I definitely will stay in touch because I'll probably have some newbies.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's lots of conversations I bet we can have. Very cool.
Absolutely. That'd be fantastic.
And then Natalie, we saw you for a brief moment.
Yeah, I just ran in it was a good excuse to come in and get warm from the
But it's
before I
not
finished
cold
the barn
out.
chores.
From the barn chores. And Jen, I saw you go unmuted for a minute. Are you with us or are you driving?
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. And I was trying to figure out how to get on there. But no, I'm actually still in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
thank
down in Castle Rock.
you. Okay, awesome.
great.
Well, thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the invite. And I was like, let me check this out. And sorry, I'm multitasking this morning because I had another Zoom call already scheduled before I got yours. But I'm like, oh, I want to check on it and just, participate and
No.
stuff. And I can put it on the schedule.
Oh, I'm super curious now, Jen. Jennifer? Do you go by Jennifer? So if I can
Jen's
say
fine. Nope,
Jen,
Jen, yep.
that we know who I'm talking to. Do you have 2 Zoom calls simultaneously running? Because I'm going to be really impressed if you do.
I do. I have one going on my computer as well. So,
I love that.
yeah.
And are you still lending, Jen?
Yes, I'm still lending. I'm broker owner, and still doing that. Loving it.
Nice. What's the name of your company nowadays?
Mortgage Link Solutions.
All right, good to know. I'm writing it down.
Yep.
All right. So let's go back to what our original question is. What's the one thing you can do by the end of the month to set 2024 up for success? So we heard from Terry, her goal is recruiting. That's what she needs to work on. So I still think we need to work on what's that actual one thing that you can do to set that up for success. But does anybody else have anything that they want to share or talk about on that topic?
Well, for me, I want to get more referral partners, build better, new and more better relationships with realtors and financial advisors.
Yeah, and lending right now is really tough. So that's definitely a great way to grow.
Absolutely. And I've had a lot of partners get out of the business, referral partners. So, or they're, it's very part-time for them now. So, yeah.
So Jennifer, what's your 30-second elevator pitch to the people on the call?
So I am a broker owner, been in the industry for over 23 years now, and I've worked in all different sides of it: wholesale, retail, brokering. And sorry, you caught me off guard.
It's only Monday morning.
I know, Monday morning, and I have 2 things going. I wasn't planning on this one, so now it's good. And so I do a ton of VA. That is one of my passions, and so is reverse mortgage. But I do everything. I do a lot of conventional FHA as well. But VA, it's just in my blood.
Are you a vet?
No, I'm a military dependent, and then my husband is in the military. So I grew up as an Army brat, and now am a spouse of a military guy. So it's just what I've known my whole life. I mean, I lived on the bases. When I had to go from military life to civilian life, it was culture shock. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Very cool. Good for you.
yeah. Thank you.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay,
Natalie,
so
you were-
go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say Natalie was unmuted there for a minute.
I'm actually going to be working, excuse me, cold air, coughs here, on upping my social media presence this year. It's one of the easier, well, I say easier. It's one of the ways that I think will just help to keep me top of mind, and it's going to help me build different processes and different information out there for people that know me and people that don't know me and clients as we go forward.
I like it. Online presence. What about you, Laura? Success coach. Do you have goals set for like how many licenses you're getting in the licensing classes, or?
Well, that part is that's the part I'm sort of looking to grow more. Because, in coaching, I'm kind of in a wacky situation because I get, a book of business sort of dropped in my lap, and so I don't have to recruit them. And, that part's pretty easy. So it's more on the licensing side. And my big push this year is to work on marketing and learning how to do that piece.
All right, that's cool.
For what kind of marketing did you say?
For education, so for licensing and CE courses, as opposed
Gotcha.
to,
Gotcha. I think
yeah.
I picked up a little echo on you that I didn't hear.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. You've got
Oh.
a little reverb
Got a
happening.
underwater sound going on there. Fish tank.
I'm not in the fish tank, I promise.
I didn't see any fish, so I figured.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys all have kind of big picture things that you want to do. Let's try to narrow down like what's actually one action you can take by the end of the month to see some success in these fields. So, Natalie, I'm going to pick on you because social media can be pretty easy, right? We'll start with that one. So, to increase your social media presence in January, what can you do? What can you commit to this month to make it easier for you to be more consistent on your social media for the rest of the year? You got to unmute yourself,
You're
though.
muted. Well, we need one of the old flags, like unmute.
We talked about that a lot in 2022. We did this.
There's so many things going through my mind right now. So I appreciate the question on how to narrow it down. Because I feel like I could work on my business Facebook page and getting the other accounts set up and going, because I'd like to piggyback. I hear everybody talking about, oh, you take your Instagram post or your TikTok post and then you use it here and you use it there. And so probably the first step is to have my account set up. And even if I want to do videos, short videos, but this month that might be asking too much of me. And so maybe it's just starting to post some real estate statistics on what's happening with the market, because everybody thinks the market 3 weeks ago is the market of now, and it's starting to change a little bit. The buyers are awake.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Typically that second week of January. I honestly, my phone usually starts ringing January or December 26th. Like the day after Christmas is when like, hey, we want to get on your books. That's when I start feeling that. But for social media, I'm curious if everybody who's on would like to share anything with Natalie about their thoughts on social media. I know I have lots of opinions.
Oh, I did that out loud. Sorry.
Are any of you pretty prevalent on social media? Do you do a lot there?
I don't. I also need to do more.
I don't do a ton, but I do have agents that do a ton. And I find that honestly, the ones that succeed well are the ones that focus on engagement with other people's pages first, instead of sort of screaming into the void. And so that would be, the only tip I would give starting out is, instead of worrying so much about what you will post, start engaging with them.
Well, that's a golden tip.
Yeah, and I full-heartedly support that answer, Laura.
Can somebody elaborate a little bit more on that for me?
So what I would say, just because we have that weird echo with Laura, I'm going to jump in, sorry. The best thing that you can do in social media to get people to really see what you are going to do when you decide to do it is to be engaged with them, right? So you heard the word algorithm before, right? So on Facebook, on Instagram, on any of those platforms, the best way for people to see you and what you're doing is for you to look at what they're doing and comment and engage and actually like have some of the back and forth. It's not just liking a post, it's liking a post and adding a comment. My recommendation is that comment is at least 5 words. That increases where you'll show up in the algorithm as well for people who see it. And as people learn that 5 words is the limit, they're probably going to increase it to 7. So if you actually can have a very engaging comment versus, oh, this looks awesome, right? If you actually like, oh my gosh, I really love what you did here. Why did you decide to do it? Or, so excited for your new adventure, whatever it may be, really engaging with what they've posted. That's kind of one of the ninja flow techniques too. If you've ever taken ninja selling, is to be in flow. And one of the best ways to be in flow right now is following people and being engaging on social media. You can find out who you need to put on your warm list if you're going through your friends and they're posting about, hey, baby's on the way, that might be a trigger. You might need another bedroom. You might be a good person to put on your warm list. I really need to continually follow up with these people. So being engaging in other people's posts. And then when you do post something, if you get a comment, replying back to the comment, not just liking it, right? Going back and forth with people. The more back and forth there is, the more likely other people are to see your posts and see your name, even if it's on someone else's post.
I'm going to piggyback on that just a little bit. The other thing too is don't just scroll through your feed commenting on things. Do it deliberately. Use your DTD2. Go alphabetically. Do whatever you need to do, but actually hit your friends list and go through them and open up their profiles and look and see what they're posting. Because I guarantee you, there's a whole lot of people that are not showing up in your feed. It's just the way it works.
Yeah. And does everybody here know what a DTD2 is?
No.
Okay. So it is basically a division of the letters in the alphabet by week, where you call it's like who you're going to contact each week. So it goes through within a quarter, you will contact every letter in the alphabet, anybody with that last name. So that way you're setting yourself up to call or be in contact with everyone in your database 4 times a year. It's a pretty cool schedule. And since we did just start January, you're only a week behind. If you Google DTD2 2024 schedule, I'm sure you could find a copy of it. It's not, I think it was originally one of the Keller Williams tools, but it's pretty widespread now. I think it's out there for a lot of different sales divisions, but definitely a great way to increase your engagement with people. So if you were to use that tool, like I think, so the first week of the quarter is typically, I think it's A and W.
A&W, I think.
Yeah. So if you were to last week have gone through all of your contacts on Facebook that were realtors or whatever, anybody, I was saying realtors for Jen, but if you go through everybody in your Facebook contacts that has the last name A or W, and you make sure you're looking at all of their pages and you're engaging or you're commenting or you're sending them a message, that's a great way to kind of build that growth that way.
And just to explain the DTD2 just a little, it's do the database
twice.
twice.
Do the database too, because
Two-
technically
two-
you're
two
doing,
letters, I guess.
Yeah.
But what they did when they created this was they they averaged out, like they looked to see how many average last names begin with each letter. This is why this came about.
Yeah.
So that your weeks would be equal as far as your prospecting goes, because some letters have really, really a lot of last names and some letters have virtually none. So they would pair those up so that your prospecting stayed pretty even as far as numbers go, but wasn't like 10 today, 10 next week or whatever. It was kind of more of a hit these, and by the end of the quarter you'll have gotten through them all, without having huge ebbs and flows in your prospecting. So that's kind of what drove that, in case you were ever wondering.
I'm past the point of no return on the next thing that I'm going to share is, as you are growing like your friends or your followers, or specifically on Facebook, right? Because depending on your demographic, who your ideal client is, right? But on Facebook, the nice thing about your friends list is you can create groups and you can go in and categorize, okay, these are all the realtors I know, and you can put them in a realtor group. These are all the people in Colorado I know. These are all the people out of state I know. You can create different groups so that when you post, you can also post specifically to that group where they're the ones who are seeing it. So if we're constantly posting, like Laura, for example, wanting to grow your marketing on advertising some of your classes and on your CEs, if you create a realtor group on Facebook and you create some posts that are just for the realtors to see, you can make that the audience for those posts. Then like your mom's not going to see it constantly, or your best friend who doesn't care about your real estate classes, right? Like whatever that may be, hopefully she does or he does, but you can narrow down who's seeing those things. I can, but it gives me anxiety thinking about it because I have like over, I think I'm almost to 4,000 friends, and trying to go through and categorize that now would be like, but if you're just starting really out and you don't have, an exorbitant amount, I highly recommend going in and creating groups especially on Facebook. You can do on Instagram, you can do close friends, and I think you can create one additional group so that you're seeing that stuff regularly. One of the tricks I like to do on Instagram is people who I've put on my warm list, I will add to my close friends, because then when they post or they add a story, it has a green circle around it. And that's like, ooh, I need to make sure I look at that one today, right? So I can engage with them.
Or you can be like me and have somebody like Jen that you work with that does all this stuff.
Well, we have to balance each other out. I like to read all the business books and I'll do all the social media. It works great. Give me the Cliff's Notes. I'm fine. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some marketing and licensing education stuff for Laura with the social media. I would be curious to have you, like, well, and being a success coach, you probably know a lot of this, but to have you identify like who is the ideal client, who's the ideal person you're trying to target. Is it new licensees or is it experienced agents who need the CE credits, those type of things, and figuring out what is your goal, who are you marketing to, so you can really figure out those pieces.
I worry that every time I unmute, it's fishy. But yeah, I mean, both really. And the piece I'm trying to work on really is getting, just getting our name out there. Because I really haven't done a great job of having a wide network online. And I think at this point I need to. And so, because I sort of tacked in my profession, I'm in a place now where I need to have a social network. And so I think really my first step is building that and doing what I've been teaching other people to do and not doing myself.
Yeah, that works, right?
What?
The talking.
The painter whose house needs painting? What?
Exactly.
Well, and honestly, this, the social media and doing some of this categorization in these groups and being engaging will work for all four of you, right? Like recruiting agents, Terry, start adding people who are realtors and create a specific group that's for realtors only on your Facebook, so that when you are posting, you can specifically target. If maybe it's events that Trinity team is hosting, right? Like there's different things that you can do. If there's specific classes, putting out a class that you have upcoming that you're
Mhm.
putting out to all the realtors. When you do that, you can also boost your posts, or you can create Facebook ads to
Perfect.
target specific job titles. Some of the targeting is kind of fishy now on Facebook because of all of the targeting problems that they've had with litigation. And so you might not be able to do as much as we could, 10 years ago, but there's still a lot of narrowing down you can do if it's geographical, people who are looking at Zillow or Kaplan or Van Ed, or what are they searching. A lot of that is in there because we know that works, right? You say the word fur coat and all of a sudden I'm going to have 27 ads for fur coats on my Instagram now.
Exactly.
Right. And then Natalie, yours is really, you want it to be a little bit more, from what you originally said, it sounded to me like you wanted it to be a little bit more authentic and like growing engagement through the people on Facebook already. Okay. And then Jen, finding new referral partners, you probably have, remembering you probably have over 1,000 realtor friends on your Facebook. So it might be difficult to make your group, but I do think you could, offer a lot of different things to kind of find more referral partners. Something that I've been doing for the past couple years with my land title rep, Shanna Briggs, is we have a couple mastermind groups that we run. So maybe creating some mastermind groups with people you're targeting to that you want to work with more frequently, and kind of building some authentic trust there would be a good idea too. Hopefully you heard that and weren't too in depth on your computer Zoom.
No, gotcha. That's good stuff. Thank you.
All right, it is 9:28. Any last words from anyone before we wrap it up today?
I don't think so. I think this is great content. I just, didn't ever think about just doing a secluded little group of agents. It's so much helpful because I know some friends of mine just get irritated because I'm just posting all this stuff. They're like, it has no relevance to what they would like to see. So that's great.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you all for joining us for our first inaugural Coffee with Coach.
Inaugural for 2024.
Yeah. Well, when did we do this? We probably led into 21 for a while, but I can't remember. Were we doing it every day or weekly? I can't remember.
I was on every single morning as soon as that pandemic hit.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember sitting on my back patio
5 days
in
a
the
week.
summer with the garden. That was always fun.
And I think we did it early. I want to say we did it at like 8 a.m. It was early. And we were on there and it was like, come as you are. You can keep your camera off or on, whatever. Don't care. Grab your coffee. Let's just shoot the breeze and talk about what is. So
well, and hopefully you guys can join us again next week. Invite your friends. Feel free to share or follow us on social media. So we're both at Differential Coaching on Facebook and Instagram. But feel free to share our posts. They are public, so you can share them with anybody who you want to be able to jump on. Topics can range from social media to, I had the worst showing ever and the most difficult client, like whatever it might be.
Anything at all.
Topics will be open.
Open forum.
Yeah.
All righty. Look
Sounds
at
great.
that.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
9:29.
Have a great day.
Have a great week.
Y'all have a great
Thank
one.
you.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.